Hi everyone, I wanted to show a little bit about my process and show you my 10 on 10 scrapbook for this year. For this year I decided to change my process a little bit, and I am only using the Retro Hit magazine, which has now changed names to Crafty Babe magazine, but I wanted to show you what I've done with it. Each magazine comes out every other month, and so they each have a theme. So the theme for January and February was Discover. And so I used the magazine printables from this month to make my 10 on 10 pages for January and February. So let me show you a little bit about what that looks like. So here's my 10 on 10. I always make a little cover page for the beginning of the album, and then I make a cover page for the beginning of each month using some of the printables and other things from my supplies. Sometimes I've used the stamps from Retro Hit magazine, and other times I just use other stamps. I always start with a big picture first, and this is making me realize I did not journal this. So I need to let me grab a sticky. This happens sometimes. You go through the album and you're like, oh yeah. So let me put a sticky here that I need to go back to that and journal that. Okay, so here's my normal layout for the middle pages. A large picture followed by 2 sets of pages that are 3x4 cards. And a lot of times I do flip ups so that I can use a lot of the different pocket cards and include some of those that do not have space for journaling in my layouts. And then I included some stamps. I did the same on this page. I can lift up. And then 2 here where I use a lot of the labels that come with her collections in the magazines to do a lot of my journaling as well. On this page I did 2 flip ups and some stamping in between. And then I finished it out with another large picture of myself. And this one I bookended with actually myself in the same sweatshirt that I was wearing all day. Next, I have February, where I was using the same collection again, but I kind of took a little bit of a different approach. This day was mostly centered around my friend's birthday. My best friend Joanne was having her 51st birthday, and we went out to Denny's. I called her and said, hey, we should do something. And she said, I want to go to Denny's. So we went to Denny's, and the kids had never been there before. And while we were there, she taught us the game Left, Right, Center, and we had a lot of fun playing that game. And then later in the day, oh, here's more Left, Right, Center and the breakfast. Oh my goodness, this child ate so much food that day. He ate a strawberry crate breakfast, and he ate every last bit of it because it came also with eggs and hash browns and bacon. It's unbelievable. And this whole issue was kind of about discovering, being a beginner, and so it actually fit really perfectly with what we were doing. Then we decided to go bowling with Joanne and her son for that evening. Oh, I never put a card there. See, another spot. I can put a little stamp or a card. So let me put a sticky note there so I'll see that. Actually, let me put it so it sticks up. And then finish it off. Oh, wait, this one had, I guess, oh, because it started on this page. Okay. Sometimes I put some pockets. This one I used my pocket punch board. And then I have my journaling inside there. Even trying to use my sequins, I used some packaging to make a sequin pocket. And then another large picture of the 2 groups. We had the butt breakers, were what the kids called themselves, and we were the old farts. In March, in the March issue, March was homegrown, which in Texas, my labels are coming off. In Texas, in Houston specifically, we have the livestock show and rodeo, and homegrown fit really well with that because it's all about spring and planting and flowers, and it really was a perfect issue for that. So this was a day that we went to the rodeo with our friends. So here's hubby and I with corn dog. See, this is what I was saying I usually do is I have put some sort of a label, labels and a little icon. I included the schedule from the day of the things that we did. We went with our friends, and that was really fun. She always has these little Polaroids, which are really cute and fun. Another flip up. Sometimes I do the journaling on top, sometimes on the bottom. I just couldn't believe how perfectly this collection fit with what we were up to. Oops. And there's a little group picture of the kiddos. And then here's April. And this one talked a lot about actually how we are not spending as much time at home. Claire had started doing gymnastics during the day, and so we were actually homeschooling from the gymnastics gym, but we kind of made ourselves at home at the gym doing our thing. This was actually about how I kept waking up very early. I think our change in schedule really threw me off, and I was really not sure why that was happening. But I think it was just the change in schedule. Uh-oh, that's not going back in the pocket. Okay, I'm gonna leave that, and I'm gonna put a sticky note on that one. I guess doing a flip through is a benefit for lots of reasons. Just a little bit about me. It's kind of funny. The day started out with shower, there's my watch, and then I had already worked on my planner and then went to therapy before we even really started the day. And it was a rainy day that day. And in the spring, we get a lot of pollen from our live oak trees. It's very messy. This one, I did a flip down and a flip up. And ending the day with my two lovelies up in their bed. And then I discovered that these Heidi Swap Storyline chapters have less pages than the other ones did, which I guess is kind of good because they don't get as chunky. But that meant that I could only fit 4 months in them instead of 6 months. So then here's my second book. And that begins May. And the issue for May was Crafty Babe, and there's a little flip through of that and the colors. If you have not checked out her magazine before, it is fantastic. I highly recommend. I've been getting it since the very beginning. Oops, I realized I didn't journal that either. And this is a good way to look at all the mistakes I've made. So some flip ups again. Flip ups have really been the way that I have been able to keep with this format of allowing me to have space to do my journaling, as well as, oh, there's my notebook right there, as well as still have pretty product. So this is a continuation. So this was Crafty Babe, May and June. So here's June, it's Crafty Babe. Trying to incorporate a lot of stamping, which I had gotten out of the habit. Oh, this one I did a little turn, and I think I might do some more of those because that was really fun. Trying to include a lot more stamping, and oh, there's some missing journaling on that one too. Man, I'm kind of a mess. Oops, can't tear a sticky note apparently. All right. This one I have journaling for 2 pictures on the back side in here. So I liked that pocket to have that option. And then here is the summer. So the summer issue of Crafty Babe, she changed the name to Crafty Babe magazine, was called Sweet Summer. And then here's this one. Oh, I printed the first part of it incorrectly, so But look at those bright colors, so fun. So I made a little collage here on this page. Okay, one mistake I made in this one was I printed these on only 32-pound paper, and I usually print them on either 60 or 110. So this one I made it a little thin, which, I mean, in the end will make this not as chunky, but these I don't feel like they're as hardy. I print a lot of the printables on clear sticker paper, so they kind of just lay very nicely and seamlessly on the paper. I tried some white stamping, and in the end I had gotten a little bit of glue right here, which is why the heart is there, and it was sticking and it kind of got stuck to the other things. But then when I tried to redo the white, it did not come out as clearly as this is. And then ending with the big, and then this is where August will live as soon as I get my chance to get that done, and it will be using this same collection. What I do is I print out everything and put it into one of these 8.5 by 11 iris boxes, and then I just kind of have a little spot where I keep all the different little pieces. So she usually gives you labels, icons. This is the sheet that you can cut out, like I cut out for the sticker on the front of my magazine. But if you put them in folders or however you group them, and then this is showing you what all the different papers look like and the different pocket cards. She usually gives you some squares. There's those little Polaroids I was talking about. Hearts. There's another page of icons. And then these are the printables on sticker paper. And then these are the papers. And I actually printed them smaller to use also as pocket cards. That's where the fruit of the spirit things came from. There's some remnants of the pocket cards to use in August. And then I included actually some gold paper that I was using along with it. So that's how I organize these. And then when I'm done with them, I put them all together, and then they're kind of like an extra little spot for me to go back and look through. So that is how I am doing my 10 on 10 for this year. Bye.